It was at this point in the video recording with John that I realized that this was going to be a really hard discussion to have, perhaps. And so I actually said to John, look, we don't have to do this, man. Like, really, if you don't want to, I'll cut the camera right now. We can just say no. But John wanted to carry on, and he wanted to tell this story. He wanted to share this with all of you. But first, a word about this video's sponsor, CuriosityStream. He may have not realized it in his lifetime, but through the home videos he recorded of me and my gamer cousins, Dad made his most recognized work. That's why I find great value in a documentary film and TV streaming service like CuriosityStream. CuriosityStream offers award-winning and original documentary films, shows, and series that you can't find anywhere else. With content spanning science, nature, history, technology, and more, CuriosityStream really has something for everyone. I even found my friend Andre on here with his gaming show, Level Up Games. There's always something new to watch. Every single week, I can count on new content drops. I love that there's an entire section dedicated to documentaries for kids called Curiosity Kids. I can educate my daughter through kid-friendly documentaries. With plans starting at under $5 a month, you can gain access to thousands of hours of high-quality documentaries and series. And they offer both monthly and annual plans, so you can choose the plan that works best for you and your budget. Their platform is available on multiple devices, making it easy to watch your favorite documentaries anytime, anywhere. Go to curiositystream.com/retro or scan the QR code for unlimited access to the world's top documentaries and nonfiction series. Use promo code RETRO and you will save 25% off. What's up, guys? It's your buddy Tyler coming at you with a brand new video here on My Retro Life. And in this video, guys, I'm going to talk a little bit about the awesome time I had at Southeast Game Exchange in Greenville, South Carolina. I found some hooligans. It was the first time I had ever been to South Carolina, and I was stoked to hang out with some old friends and make some new ones. Man, this is the turbo man right here. Employee jacket, Chris. Yeah. That's wild. One of the things I kept thinking about when I was at this convention was, am I going to do a recap video? And if I'm going to do a recap video, how am I going to do it? I really don't do a whole lot of recaps of the conventions that I go to, but there was something special about this particular convention, and I really felt like I needed to share this with all of you. And that was an amazing story that John Hancock, the immortal John Hancock, shared with me while I was there.
So many happy memories of playing this game.
John and I were actually booth neighbors, and we got to know each other a little bit better. Really, this was the first time we'd ever met. And so it was great getting to hear his heart and understand a little bit more about why he loves retro gaming and the retro gaming scene and why it's such a special part of who he is. One of the things I learned about John while I was there was just how much of a TurboGrafx fan he is. And I'm a huge TurboGrafx fan myself. I've shared with you my story with the TurboGrafx and how I came to own it with my dad back in 1995 when we were collecting older consoles that were being discontinued. In fact, Dad and I collected the TurboGrafx Turbo Duo hybrid console, which allowed you to play the Hue cards and the CDs.
And here it is, the original box, the Turbo Duo Multimedia CD Video Entertainment System with Zonk as the mascot. They give you a bunch of stuff inside, as you can read for yourself.
I don't know why it discontinued. It's such a great system.
Isn't it?
John shared with me a very personal story about how he got a TurboGrafx at a young age, around 9 years old, and it's very different from my own. He was kind enough to go ahead and let me record him while we were there on the convention show floor.
My name's John Hancock. I've been a long-time collector, and I was asked, what was like a really impactful moment with me and video games did? And
It was at this point in the video recording with John that I realized that this was going to be a really hard discussion to have, perhaps. And so I actually said to John, look, we don't have to do this, man. Like, really, if you don't want to, I'll cut the camera right now. We can just say no. Hey, you know what? You know, it's all right, man.
I don't want to do it.
I don't want to make you do it. Okay.
So,
John wanted to carry on, and he wanted to tell this story. He wanted to share this.
my mom, when I grew up, she felt really bad because she didn't have a lot of money. And she was really upset because Christmas was tough. And so she was like feeling really bad because she got this game console on clearance. And this is early 90s. I don't know if it was 91 or 92, but it was when TurboGrafx was clearanced out at Toys R Us. It was like $20 or $30. And like, she was so upset, and she's like, she wasn't a mom. And that was like the best console I ever had as a kid. Because like, TurboGrafx, like, I wasn't expecting anything, and I had so much fun with it. Like, and I love Keith Curtis and Alpha Zones, and Legendary Axe 2 are the two games that I got. And it's so funny how like a parent's guilt is not often what the kid feels. All the kid sees is I got a video game console and I got a brand new game console, and like I wasn't expecting anything. And so it was just amazing Christmas. I remember also, on a side note, listening to Queensryche Silent Lucidity on MTV. And I just told my mom over and over, thank you. And my mom was like always coming back with saying, I just thought you'd be disappointed because I didn't have any money. And it's like, it was so amazing. And I was so thankful I get it. Yeah.
And you can tell me right now if you don't want that to be shared.
No, it's important.
I forget sometimes that there are a lot of stories out there of individuals such as John who really had it rough, really had it hard. And John, with as little as he had and as much as his mom was trying her hardest to provide for her son as a single mom, to hear his story and see his heart shine through, to see him get emotional just talking about the incredible gesture that his mom did for him to help usher in video games for him, even though it was this clearanced console. John cherished it. John loved it.
It was like therapy. It was like the friend. It was like the AI friend that could get me through stuff that, you know, it was always there for me. It was consistent. And, you know, I could play a game and I could forget that I didn't have the money that my friends had. Or it made me forget that I was living, you know, in a trailer park. And it made me feel less different, you know. And I had other friends that were into video games. It was something that we could share. And I was the only kid that had a TurboGrafx that I knew of. I don't remember talking about it with any other people. So for me, it was like more of like a single player outlet and I love both games to this day. Like I go back to those games, and I think positively of Keith Courage. A lot of people don't really, I think, regard it as like a great game, but to me it was like a bright spot in a dark time for my life.
It didn't matter to him that it was a clearanced console, that it was being discontinued and on its way out, not the hottest thing, not a Nintendo or a Sega. It meant everything to him that his mom got that for him with as little as they had. And the idea of her feeling ashamed that this was all she could get for him, you can tell how much it breaks his heart, even to this day, that his mom felt that way. and you can tell she means a whole lot to him.
I think video games are a medium that tells a story, and it could be something really on a surface level of enjoyment from a programmer, or something that has deep meaning, because a lot of indie games now have they tell a story, and I just encourage people to at least try it. And if you don't like one video game, doesn't mean that all games can be bad. Find something that you want to play or try. And even if you're not into video games, if you have kids, the best thing you can do, especially what I've learned on this channel, is discover something with your kids, play video games with them. Or if it's your partner or spouse or something, really just ask questions. And you don't have to love video games, but you may realize you like them more than you feel.
John's mom, her gesture, her love for John and getting him that console when money was tight, giving him the gift of the TurboGrafx-16, ushered in a lifetime of passion for video games.
Video games are much more than games. They definitely are in my life. Changed my life forever. And I wouldn't be the collector I am today if it wasn't for that $20 TurboGrafx system.
94 releases, that's it. That's just a fraction of Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis, so just had a hard time catching on.
I want to say to anybody watching who maybe, I don't know, felt touched by the story, or maybe John's story just kind of hit you right here a little bit, definitely go ahead and write in the comments, share with us anything that may be on your heart. I want you to feel like you can talk about those sort of things here in the My Retro Life community. And if this is your first time to the channel, please do consider subscribing. I love talking about my game crazy family and all the amazing memories we had together with video games, so many of which were caught on tape by my dad. If there's somebody that you know that is maybe a friend, a relative, a niece, a nephew, and they're a gamer and you're a gamer, go ahead and nurture the love of video games and have fun. Play a game with your niece, your nephew, your son, your daughter. Have some fun, make some memories. You never know what that is going to mean to that person years down the line when they grow up and they get older. If you guys have not checked out John's channel, definitely head on over there. He's got an amazing channel. He's been doing it for years, and his collection is one of the most amazing video game collections I've ever seen on the internet. I haven't seen it with my own eyes, but I have seen it through his videos, and I'm sure you all will really enjoy it. All right, guys, that's it. I'm Tyler. I'll catch you later.
Look at that. I remember being wowed, oh my gosh, it's the size of like a credit card, even though I don't remember seeing a credit card in my family. And so it was just amazing having the whole game on this.
Yeah.
And it was the first game I played on TurboGrafx. Oh, just amazing. That's great feelings.